Alright guys, you know what time it is. It is time to do a homebrew. And I am going to be making that chocolate chili stout that I was telling Mr. Jerry Fort, the beer review guy, all about. The only problem is, guys, I was going to use a cayenne pepper. I cannot find any cayenne peppers around in any grocery store at the moment. So I'm finding the next best thing, which is a serrano pepper. So I will be using serrano peppers. I will not be using it in the actual boil or anything, guys. I will be waiting till the end. I'm going to be putting like in the secondary, and I'll be throwing them serrano peppers in the secondary. I'm not going to use any cocoa nibs. I thought about the cocoa nibs, but I really didn't want to use the cocoa nibs because too much stuff in the secondary kind of had me a little sketchy. Not sure how it would have turned out with the peppers and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and use some cocoa in the actual boil in the last 15 minutes of the boil. I'll see how that turns out. If it doesn't turn out, oh well, it doesn't turn out. You know, I'm out some money. It's no problem. But I learned from experience, guys. This will be my very first actual stout that I meant to make. I've made stouts before, didn't mean to make stouts, but this is going to be my very first meant to make stout. And we're going to see how it turns out. I do have all the grains right here. The grain that's inside of that is 5.5 pounds of pale malt, a half a pound of chocolate, a half a pound of black malt, and 3 ounces of Crystal 80. And I also got some Stout US 04. And to add a little bit more gravity, I got some dark malt, dry malt extract, and I will be using a cluster bittering hops, guys. And let's get to it. Oh, I almost forgot, guys. Can't make a beer unless you're drinking a beer. Busch Light. Alright guys, so what we're getting ready to do is get ready to load up our water. And let me go ahead and bring you down here to this. We'll put about 4.5 gallons of water in here, guys, just to get it started up. Alright guys, we got our water up to 4.5 gallons. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing up to about 160 degrees. And once we get it to 160 degrees, we'll go ahead and drop all of our grains inside. After I put my bag in, because as usual, I will be brewing the bag, because I like it that way. Okay guys, we are sitting at 162 degrees. We're going to go ahead and dump our grains in. Alright guys, we're going to get this down to about 152 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to let it sit and steep for the next 75 minutes. Yes, 75 minutes. That's a little bit longer than normal, but this is a stout. We want it to be flavorful, and we are wanting it to be around 3.5 gallons at end game. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and pull these grains out and get ready for the boil. It is ready. It has been sitting here for 75 minutes. And guys, it is nice and dark. Exactly the way I want it. I can smell the coffee smells coming out of it right now. So we'll go ahead and pull this here out and get ready for the boil. So we're getting ready to boil this here wort for the next 60 minutes. As soon as it starts to boiling, I will be adding half of the cluster hops to this, and I will also be adding 1 pound of plain dark malts for extra added gravity. And probably after that, about 30 minutes after the boil or into the boil, we'll be adding the other half of the cluster hops. In the last 15 minutes of the boil, we will be adding about 3 ounces of cocoa powder. Look at that color. Look at that color. Oh my gosh, it's nice and dark. So it's getting close to boil. I'm going to go ahead and add the dark malt extract, which is a dry malt extract, but extra dark, or the plain dark. That would give us some extra gravity. Alright guys, so we are just now getting ready to start boiling. I'm going to go ahead and add half of the cluster hops to this boil. And that will boil for 60 minutes. And at the 30-minute mark, we'll add the other half of the hops. Alright guys, so I'm going to add the other half of cluster hops to this. It is now the 30-minute mark. I'm going to set the timer for another 15 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes I will be adding about 2 ounces of cocoa to this 3.5 gallon batch of chocolate chili stout. 15 minutes guys. Alright guys, so it is the last 15 minutes of the boil and it is time to add the cocoa. I'll go ahead and drop the cocoa in now. Get it all mixed in, and then once it's done, it's going to go to the cooler, which is the bathtub, and there to cool off until it's down to the right temperature, below 80 degrees. Alright guys, so we are sitting at exactly 3 gallons here. I'm going to go ahead and test the original gravity just to see what it's sitting at. We kind of want this between, well, around 7% ABV by the time it's complete. It is sitting at 1.080 guys. That's where it's sitting at right now. And as usual, all of this here is in a sterile container, so I will just dump this right back in here. And I'm going to go get my calculations real quick. I'm going to find out where this really needs to be sitting at, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we are pretty much right on point. I'm going to go ahead and drop another 1/4 gallon of water in here just to make a little bit less. It's going to be like almost 7.5% ABV right now. So I want it to be around 7, but actually between 6 and 7. I don't really want it to be too high. I've only put like 3 ounces of lactose in here. I did that in the last 20 minutes of the boil. Totally forgot to put that on camera, but rest assured there is 3 ounces of lactose in here, and that's just to give it a little bit of sweetness. Alright guys, we are at 1.070 total. That should give us an ABV of about around 6.5 to 7% by the time it's done and over with. And we're going to go ahead and dump this right back in here. And I'm going to give it a little taste. Tastes pretty dang good. It's not too bad. Can't wait to taste it in another week. So it's not so bad. Remember, always sterilize everything. I shouldn't have to tell you that. That should be a given. That should be something that you know automatically. So we're going to go ahead and cut the top off of this here yeast packet. Now, like I said, I got US SO4 for this. And we're just going to dump it right inside of here, because it is cooled off enough. Dump that yeast in there. And we throw the lid right back on top of it, guys. Then we put our sterilized airlock on there. And now it's ready to go and sit in the closet for the next 5 to 6 days. Then after 5 to 6 days, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to drop in probably a vanilla bean, and I will also drop in some serrano peppers, sterilized or sanitized in sanitation fluid, then chopped up and then put inside of here, so the flavors will get inside of that, and I'll leave it inside of there again for another week. And hopefully, when it's all said and done, all these flavors will meld well together. If they don't, they don't. But if they do, yay for me. If not, ugh. Oh well, we see. Next day, guys, it is percolating like crazy. And I do mean like crazy. guys, it has now been 6.5, almost 7 days. It won't be 7 days until tonight. Anyways, I got 3 ounces of serrano peppers here. Actually, it's 4 ounces. I got 4 ounces because I will have to do some cleaning up on them as far as cutting the ends off and stuff like that. Just make sure there's no bad spots or anything that could cause any kind of contamination inside of here. I do have them sitting inside of a sanitization solution, and I've also got the bag that I'm going to be putting them in inside the sanitization solution as well. Let that sit there and soak too. Getting ready to check the final gravity on this, or at least it's the in-between gravity. It could actually still gain a little bit more alcohol between now and then, because I'm going to be letting it sit for at least another 5-6 days inside the fermenter after I add the serrano peppers in there. But we're going to go ahead and get a pretty close rough guesstimate of what it is right now anyway. Okay guys, this thing is sitting at 1.030. Let's see what kind of ABV we got going on here. Right now it is sitting at 5.25. Hopefully in the next week it'll actually ferment a little bit more. I want at least 6. Let's give her a taste. Definitely getting hints of chocolate in there. It's kind of light. It really doesn't have a really heavy stout flavor. Get a little bit of light earthiness in this. It's not too bad. Can't wait to add the vanilla and the serranos in here and see what it tastes like at the end of the game. Alright guys, get ready to check out the serrano just to see what kind of heat I'm dealing with and the kind of flavor. It's been a very long time since I've had a serrano pepper, so I'm going to go ahead and taste it and see what kind of heat it brings to the table. Flavor's good. That pepper there's hot! That is one hot pepper, guys. That little fella right there just lit my ass up! Woo! They are good. But after a few minutes, hot.
How much did you eat?
The same size you just ate?
2. My eyes are warm.
I know your eyes are warm. So basically, guys, you just want to split them open to get them seeds and that capsaicin, or however you pronounce that word, to mix in with that beer in there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little scared of these. That one pepper that I just ate a little bitty piece and it lit me up, guys. So we're gonna see how Endgame is. If Endgame isn't that hot, I probably won't drink it, but I'll give it to other people who like it. Anyways, let's get this stuff bagged up and drop down inside of here for another week of fermentation. And the thing is, guys, when you're doing this, you're putting it in these bags and stuff. You're keeping all the seeds from getting in there and floating around everywhere, but it's still getting mixed in with the beer really well. I just basically just cut it open. Some people, they dice them up and stuff. I just cut it open, just like I would if I was pickling some pickles or something, guys, you know. Just split it right down the middle, and them seeds is what you really want to get in there to heat things up. So we'll go ahead and take this, and we're going to tie her down. Get a knot in there. I'm going to give it one little dip trip over here inside of the sanitization solution, which is a no rinse. Then we're going to open this back up, and we're going to drop her in. Man, I smell that chocolate in there. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what though, guys, it could use a little bit more sweetness. So I'll probably add 3 more ounces of lactose to this whenever it's done. Because I did buy 6 ounces just in case. I wanted to add 3 ounces of everything. 3 ounces of cocoa, 3 ounces of lactose, 3 ounces of the peppers. I wanted to have a good ratio just to see how everything tasted, because I didn't want to make something that was going to be very, very upfront and wickedly crazy in one aspect and barely taste anything else in the other. So what I did is I just pretty much just said, hey, I'm just going to do 3 ounces of everything. 3 ounces cocoa, 3 ounces of peppers, 3 ounces of lactose. Now, whatever becomes of it after that, you can fiddle around, try to figure out, you know, if you need a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that. I will say it probably needs a little bit more cocoa. I should have probably put it more along the lines of about 5 ounces of cocoa in there. It does need a little bit more sweetness, I think. So I will be adding 3 more ounces of lactose at the end. I'm hoping that the fermentation is not over with yet, because I don't want it at 5 1/4. I mean, 5 1/4 is not bad for a stout, but I really want it more and closer to 6.5 and 7%. If that doesn't happen, it's okay. It's still drinkable. It's over 5%. And it does have a nice earthiness to it. It does have a nice chocolate hint in the background. And I really think if I add a vanilla to this here in the next day or so, I'm not doing it today. I'm going to put this in here, but in a couple more days, I'm going to add some vanilla to it. And I'm going to see if that vanilla brings out those chocolate flavors. Anyways, guys, this will be the last video I do on this. I will not be doing a bottling of this beer. However, I will be sending Jerry Fort, the beer review guy, out one as soon as it is complete, and I will be doing a review on it myself once it is done in fermentation and stuff like that, just to you know, see if it's any good. If it's not any good, I don't know if I send it to Jerry or not. But hey, he may want to try it anyway, and I may go ahead and send it to him just to let him see what a bad beer tastes like. I'm pretty sure he's had a few bad ones. I've seen him cringe on a few that he's drunk, at least on one that he's drunk anyway. But anyways, guys, really sorry that it took this long to get this video out. I was really hoping to do it at around the end of December or the beginning of January, but things have not kind of worked in my favor. Jerry does know that there was things going on and stuff, so it's all right, guys. Anyways, y'all don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Holler back at your boy. Y'all have a good one. Keep brewing.